Our Patriots Monday regular guest, Marcus Jones, joins us. Marcus, how are we doing this week?
I'm doing good. How are you?
How was that post-game locker room? I think the kids would say it was lit.
Yeah. No, it was great, especially getting a win on the road in another hostile environment and everything. So it was great to get the win for sure.
Marcus, what were some of the challenges presented to you following up what was easily the biggest win of this season, probably of your Patriots career, and I would say of the decade thus far in Buffalo, and then going on the road against a team you were favored against in the New Orleans Saints?
Yeah, first off, I'm gonna give a lot of credit to a great football team. The Saints, they have a lot of great players on both sides of the ball and everything. And Vrabel talked to us about the situation of playing our football, making sure it's our standard, and then playing up to our standard. Of course, there's corrections on film that will get corrected and everything, but it was just great to end up taking that long flight down there and getting that W and coming back home.
Marcus, from afar, it appears you're playing the best football of your career on defense. You're very active, pass defenses. You had a sack. You're knocking balls out. Do you agree with that? First of all, do you feel like you're playing some of your best football of your career? And if so, why? Is that scheme? Is that experience? What would you attribute that to?
I attribute it to just the situation of being able to take advantage of the plays that's that I'm playing. Being able to be in the right spot. Trusting the players that surround me and everything like that. Doing my 1 of 11, and just making sure I keep my head down and just keep going. It's a long season, of course, but just taking it one play at a time and everything, and then kind of going from there. But always trying to go 1-0 each week is the most important thing, honestly.
Marcus, obviously we've been watching you since you came into the league out of Houston in 2022. And this season, sure, the forced fumbles, the interception, but also a sack, a lot of hard hits, a lot of intense contact. Would you say that your play style has intensified either since you came into the league or in particular this year under Mike Vrabel and Terrell Williams and Zach Core?
I would say I've always been from the sense of never scared to stick my nose in and everything when it comes down to making tackles and, doing different plays and everything like that. When it comes down to how our scheme is and stuff like that, we do try to put people in the right position to where they can succeed. And basically making sure that we go out there and play fast. We communicate with each other. We have a lot of trust when it comes down to the captains to let people know the standard that we're playing at. But at the end of the day, on defense, all 11 are trusting each other and making sure that we make plays on the ball.
Marcus Jones, Patriots cornerback, joining us here on a Patriots Monday on WEEI Afternoons. Along those lines, there's this phrase that often gets thrown out there, and often it's with your position, cornerbacks, business decisions, right? They choose to kind of dive at a guy's feet instead of taking him on high or make the tackle on a running back or a bigger player. Is it safe to say you don't really consider that you don't make business decisions and you just kind of throw your body out there and don't worry about it?
Yeah, I feel as though we're all out there trying to make plays. So at the end of the day, I don't care who has the ball. I'm trying to either get them down or get the ball out of their hands.
Now, on the subject of business decisions, Marcus, this is the final year of your rookie deal, and you're having probably, I think it's safe to say, as a returner, specialist, cornerback, etc., you're having a career year. Have you and the Patriots talked contract at all, and would you like to continue your career in New England?
As of right now, I'm just focused on, the season. That stuff will handle itself out whenever it comes down to it. But as of right now, I'm just keeping my head down and, focusing on the season.
If I asked you, what do you like about playing in New England right now, what would the answer to that be?
Oh, yeah. First off, man, the fan base. I love the fan base here when it comes down to all the sports teams out here, and then the connections in the sense of people that I've met, the people that help us out and everything like that through a lot of stuff, whether it's the community and a whole bunch of things like that, man. That's the thing that sticks out a lot when it comes down to the Northeast.
So coming up, going to be obviously an intense week last week, coming off of the Buffalo game, getting ready for New Orleans and no letdown. Now you have your coach going back to where he used to coach, so there's going to probably be a little extra incentive on his mind. Are you guys ready for however Coach Vrabel ramps things up this week?
Yeah, I feel as though, it's going to be an important week because it's the next week. Braves isn't too into the situation of like, oh, okay, this is where, I was before and everything. Like, we all understand, when it comes down to this business, you might work or play for one organization and you go to the next. So at the end of the day, we're going to treat this game, as it's a normal game and make sure we key in and lock into the things that we need to lock into.
Speaking of Vrabel, I referenced that video from Patriots.com that they put out post-game locker room where he emphasized we're never going to not celebrate a win. What did that mean to you, that he emphasized how much you put into it, or he's telling you guys turn up the music and enjoy the win? What does that mean to you?
It means a lot because he has been a player before, so he understands, the grit and the determination that you have to have in order to win in the National Football League. Because any given Sunday, you can win a game and you can lose a game. So it's very important. So, I definitely appreciate the situation of him saying, we're going to celebrate wins because we all know how hard it is to win in this league.
Marcus, you are one of 6 team captains for the 2025 New England Patriots, which is something I imagine means an awful lot to you. But also we recently, as media and fans, heard about the game captains as well that Coach Vrabel goes about selecting for unique reasons each and every week. Am I correct that Kairis Tonga, who's having a terrific season, was the game captain yesterday but was too shy to go out before the game?
Yeah, he was the game captain. I don't know too much about the situation of him being too shy to go out, but I know Tonga, he's a hard worker, man. Great personality, happy to always be at work, and he's always doing his job to the best of his ability when it comes down to it. But I don't know too much of him being too shy to go out.
Marcus, we are seeing some of your wide receiver teammates really evolve before our eyes, blow up, putting up really impressive numbers, making big plays. Stephon Diggs had a couple 100-yard games. Booty yesterday, a couple touchdowns. Pop Douglas should have had a couple touchdowns. He got screwed by a call by the officials. I was wondering, from your perspective on the practice field and your experiences, who's the toughest Patriots receiver to cover?
I feel as though, that's a great question. Everyone has their different ways, you know what I mean? Like, Kayshawn, he has his deceptive speed when it comes down to it. Pop has the quickness and everything to get open. Diggs has the strong hand. So I feel as though it's not just one. They all have their top of the line, great attributes when it comes down to a receiver.
This is a little bit of a kind of a curveball question, but we asked Drake May earlier. Marcus, are you into horror movies at all?
Oh no! See me, I'm not big into horror movies. I'm not big into scary stuff. I don't watch no scary movies. I like to keep my dreams to where they're happy and stuff. I'm the type that mess around and have nightmares at night, so I'm not crazy about horror movies.
Do you have a favorite kind of movie though? Like, if you're gonna go to a movie or you're gonna Netflix and chill, Marcus Jones likes what?
Netflix and chill. When it comes down to it, that's a great question. I don't really have an answer right now, but I've watched plenty of movies. I would say like one movie, this doesn't have anything to do with horror, but I like Avatar, even though people are crazy about how long the movies are and everything like that. I feel like they put a lot of detail and, it's a lot of VFX when it comes down to movies like that, but I was really intrigued on how they, put everything together.
One last football question before we let you go. I apologize here. I'm sure you saw or will be made aware the Titans actually fired their head coach in Brian Callahan. He's also their offensive play caller and coordinator. From a defensive perspective, when a team changes play caller, offensive head coach is fired, does that make this week even more of an unknown? And what challenges does that present getting ready for the Titans?
Yeah, I feel as though, when it comes down to something like that, it does make it an unknown a little bit. But then again, we're in the midst of the season, so I feel as though they can't change a whole bunch of things because that would make it difficult for them. But I feel as though, there's always unknown if you go into every game. Of course, you watch film and you see tendencies and everything like that. But, yeah, that's what I would say about that.
All right, Marcus, congrats on the win this week. Stay healthy. You made that one play, the pass defense, where you were like parallel to the ground, about 5 feet in the air, and you hit really hard. And I know you were a little slow to get up. Not too many more of those. We need you for the full season. So try to pick your spots with those crazy plays, okay?
I got you. No problem.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. Good luck in Tennessee.
For sure. Appreciate it. Thanks.
That was Marcus Jones, Patriots cornerback. Football Talk on WEEI is presented by Paramount Plus, also a little movie talk. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local game live every Sunday, all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.